我没办法下了，我犯意思了。
As China's economy continues to decline, life has become harder than ever for ordinary people. The sense of shame is gradually fading. When morality no longer restrains behavior, people can easily fall into theft. Look closely at the girl in the video. She seems to be attentively searching for her order, but in reality, she's selecting the meal she wants to steal. There are even more outrageous cases. An office worker was caught stealing someone else's food, got fired, and yet showed no remorse. The next day, she brought her parents to the company and caused a huge scene. According to the person who filmed the video, the incident occurred around 10 a.m. The little fairy barged into the company president's office with her parents and older brother. Sensing trouble, the president immediately called in 6 security guards and 2 legal affairs officers. What's worth noting is that the girl didn't mention stealing food. Instead, she claimed she had taken the meal by mistake, thinking it was hers, even though she hadn't placed any order that day. As for the spilled coffee, she said it was an accident. But everyone knew the truth, since the office had surveillance cameras. This time, when she came to the company, she made 2 demands. First, that her co-worker apologize for falsely accusing her and compensate her for emotional and reputational damage. Second, that the company compensate her for wrongful dismissal. But the president firmly refused and declared if this chaos continues, the company would immediately report her to the police for crimes such as theft, destruction of company property, defamation, and disturbing public order, any one of which would be enough to warrant detention. When she realized she couldn't get her way, the little fairy put on a full-blown act, complete with supporting actors. She played the female lead, while her parents were the featured co-stars. She screamed and cried like a soprano. Her father collapsed on the floor, claiming to feel unwell, and her mother even tried to jump out the window. But here came the farce. The office windows were electronically sealed due to the heat, so they were tightly shut. Her mother struggled to open one and finally managed to crack it slightly. She tried to lift her leg up to climb out but got stuck in the window frame, unable to go up or down. The scene was total chaos, the daughter wailing, the father collapsed, and the mother frozen mid-jump, one leg dangling from the window. Are you starving or just lacking something else? Now society is full of this kind of lawlessness. If society is like this, then fine. You can steal from shops, but you can't steal from delivery riders. Do you know how much we make per order? Just 3.5 yuan. If you steal one meal, we lose tens of yuan. We still have parents and kids to support. One order earns just 3.5 yuan. Each delivery pays only 3.5 yuan, and we still have to climb stairs. 5th floor, 6th floor. You really can't do this. Then give it back to me. Return it to me. I'm sorry. Some people leave their motorbikes for just a few seconds, only to return and find that their food has been stolen. 2 meals gone in a flash. Sometimes, because they forgot to turn on the camera, they couldn't record the moment the food disappeared. It's only when they reach the customer's building that they realize the order is missing, leaving them utterly demoralized. In one case, right after a delivery rider stepped away from his bike, another rider swiftly approached, expertly opened the delivery bag, and took out a meal. It's not just individual theft anymore. There are now cases of organized group theft. One person scouts ahead, and another rides in on a motorbike to coordinate the heist. The thief isn't always a passerby. It could even be a fellow delivery worker. There's a video showing a delivery rider dropping off an order. Not long after he leaves, another rider comes along and casually steals the freshly delivered meal. Unbelievable. Delivery riders nowadays aren't just delivering food. They're stealing each other's orders too. At first, a man delivered a green bag. Then he seemed to call someone and noticed a table with several meals on it. He picked up a bowl of porridge ordered by one of our colleagues, looked up to check for surveillance cameras, and walked away with it. We started investigating to see whose order was in the green bag and tracked down the original delivery rider. Eventually, we found out the food was meant for an employee in the neighboring building, but the rider either took it by mistake or on purpose. This delivery guy not only stole food but also delivered the wrong order. Absolutely absurd. What kind of hiring standards do these delivery apps even have? I was so upset I had to share this. That day I ordered 2 meals which arrived just minutes apart. The first rider called, but I was busy, so I asked him to leave the food at my door. When I went out a few minutes later, only 1 meal was there. I was confused. Who would steal a meal in a residential area? It wasn't even expensive. The last time something like this happened was back in my college dorm, where food theft was common. But in a residential neighborhood, it felt unacceptable. I contacted the first rider, who confirmed he had dropped off the food. Then I checked the second rider's delivery photo. My first meal was already missing. Suspicious, I went to the building's security office to check the CCTV footage. There was a blind spot, but when the second rider came down, he was holding a bag that looked like my missing meal. It didn't make sense. Why take anything back down? I called him, trying to stay calm. I asked if he took anything by mistake. He said no. I asked how many bags he brought up. He said 1. Then I asked why he had 2 when coming down. He started stammering and couldn't answer. Something was clearly wrong. At that moment, I was still in the security office. The guard couldn't hold back and said, "The camera clearly shows his face and what he did. If he won't admit it, we'll call the police." Still, the delivery guy wouldn't confess. I was angry but also afraid of revenge, so I just asked him to pay for the meal and told him, "Don't do things like this again." Honestly, it's really disturbing. These people know where you live, so even when you're standing up for your rights, you're scared of retaliation. There are even more cunning cases. Without surveillance cameras, they'd be almost impossible to detect. A video blogger shared, "I've seen people steal food deliveries before, but this was the first time I caught an LME rider doing it. I ordered a K22 milkshake. The rider pretended to deliver it, took a photo to mark it as completed, then took the drink back. Once the order's marked complete, it legally belongs to the customer. Taking it is theft, plain and simple. Thankfully, my smart lock camera recorded everything. Without that footage, I'd have no proof. What's happening to this society? People like this are everywhere now. And to those who steal food, if you think the address is too far, don't accept the order. Don't steal other people's meals. If you're hungry, just say so. I'll give you something to eat. But don't take it and fail to deliver, then pass the order to another driver. My 2 surveillance cameras couldn't even catch you. Seriously? Didn't an order get stolen last time too? That's why this time I specially bought a large locked container and a small padlock. This way, when I step away to deliver, I can lock it up so the next order will be safe when I return. I'm off to deliver now, locked and super secure. I'll be back soon. I'm back. Whose bike is this? Oh, it's mine. It's not just people. Now even dogs and cats are stealing food. Hungry, they catch a whiff of something delicious and swoop in. Baguette, sponge cake. Smells amazing. Oh man, it's heavy. Hope no one sees me. A few days ago, a streamer wanted a healthy breakfast and ordered delivery. The rider called and said the food was left in the yard. A few minutes later, the streamer went down and found nothing, furious, assuming someone had stolen it. But when he checked the camera, he saw an adorable little dog walking off with his meal in its mouth, happily wagging its tail. A few steps later, the white dog couldn't resist the smell of the sponge cake, sat down, and started gobbling it up right there. To be fair, it did leave the streamer 2 pieces. The streamer told his followers that next time he caught the little thief, he'd teach it a lesson it'd never forget. And sure enough, a week later, he spotted it again. As soon as it saw him, the dog had a clearly guilty look on its face. The streamer showed it the video of it stealing food, and the dog immediately rolled onto its back, belly up, pretending to be cute, avoiding eye contact like it was saying, "I was wrong."